Okay, so a lot to unpack here. The assignment itself has a tutorial and it's got some Photoshop basics. It sends you to a link. And then there's also Photoshop package template. So the template looks like this. Okay. And this is your cube unfolded. So it's also the exact size of the cube. So you do not change the size of this. This is just example text and what putting text effects looks like. Requirement is your name, period three, and text effects on all text. And then you see that these have to be sideways, and this one has to go upside down because you're going to cut this out and actually form it into a cube package. Now, getting onto Photoshop, you should have Photoshop installed on your computer in class. You're going to want to go to sign in, use your Carlsbad USD address to sign in. I'm going to continue with Google. Now, when you do that, it's going to ask you, let me slide this over. It's going to ask you for Adobe or Enterprise. Pick Enterprise because we're using a school account. Okay, and that'll get you to where you can open up Photoshop. Now, when you go to open Photoshop, there are tutorials here as well. If you want to know how to use a specific tool, you'll get this window that opens up, Discover, and there are a ton of specific tutorials that you can watch here. That's all embedded in the program. Now, what we want to do is we want to open up our cube package template. So you want to download this to your computer and then open it up in Photoshop. Okay, so I'm going to keep this so it doesn't take up the whole screen. Just going to explain the layout. You've got panels over here. You've got your layers in this area. This is your paper space. And you have all of your tools over here. When you select one of these tools, the top toolbars will change to give you options for that specific tool set. Now, working with multiple images, one thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to undock, just dragging the tabs down like so. And let's say I want to add an image. So first I download and save the image. And then I'm going to go to the image that I just downloaded. Now notice this opened up on a tab right next to my other image. What I'm going to do is I'm going to undock here. And now I have two separate images here. Okay, so the way that if I wanted to get Darth Vader here onto this over here, what I would do is I could select what I want to grab, and then just move it over. Now I'm going to just use the move tool to kind of show you. I'm just going to go drag this over to here. And just dragged it and let go. Let's see if it worked. Oh, sorry here. I'm going to unlock this. I'm going to unlock this layer here by double clicking on just double clicked on that. If it's locked, it won't let you do anything. Now here's the move tool. I'm just going to move this right over here. And now Darth Vader is in the template. Now, the most important tool today is the transform tool. So Control and the letter T is transform. You'll notice when I got to transform, I got these little grips. Now I can resize, I can move, I can rotate if I want to. There's the rotate icon. I can make things smaller, bigger, and when I'm done, I just press enter. So you're going to want to be able to move things, and then Control and the letter T is transform. Now, if I only wanted to move his head, I could use one of these tools here. I'm right clicking on that. There's this lasso tool, which allows me to just kind of like, I can just lasso what I want to take. And this is very freehand, so it's not going to turn out very well. Like that, and then use the move tool, and that's only his head. Okay. Or there are some special selection tools here. One's called a magic wand. Magic wand will select all of the same color or similar color. So I'm going to hold down Control and add, or Shift and add to my selection. Just going to kind of get all of the background here. Let's see. So I selected all this stuff. Now I'm going to right click and select inverse. So now it's just got Vader selected. Now when I move him, it's just Darth. It's not that background. So I wanted to show you how to move your pictures, the pictures that you want for your cube package, from one to another. Okay, now finding the pictures that you want to use for your puzzle cube, it's up to you. As long as it's school appropriate. I'm going to be printing them out when you're done. There's text here. Now the way the text tool works, you just click on the letter T here, and then click on the text. And then it works just like Microsoft Word. And you'll notice every time I drop something into Photoshop, it creates a new layer. So like here's the first Darth I dropped in. I can turn that on and off. Here's the second Darth, just the helmet. Turn him on and off. Third one, the helmet. If I want to get rid of like just that helmet back there, I just drag it to the trash. If I want the helmet to appear in front, if I drag this layer below, the layers are going to appear over here three-dimensionally, like on the z-axis, as they will here. So if I have layer 7, which is the helmet current, and I go to my move tool, I can move that around, and it's going to be over the top of this Darth Vader because the layer 7 is over the top of this layer 8. Okay, so a little bit of how layers work. See, I'm over the top there, over the top here, I'm under there, under those, under that one, under that one. Now with your text, one thing that you need to do is add effects. Okay, and this text already has effects. They're turned off right now, so that text is turned on. The effects, that's turned off. So if I see text like this, when you turn it in, I'm going to tell you to add text effects to all your text. So I just have example text effects here. How do I add text effects? There is a button here that is an FX. And you click it, and these are all of the different effects that you can add. I'll keep it right here because it's for this text right here. So if I check the box, that's going to activate that text effect. So if I uncheck stroke, that's what the text looks like without the stroke added to it. I'm going to add that back. You can see color overlay, it's green. Okay, if I take that off, I can change my color if I want to. But these are all the different text effects. I want you to explore that area. Okay, there's a lot of really cool things that you can add, but you have to make sure that you're adding text effects to all your text. What text do you need? You have to have your name and period number. A lot of people like to give their cube a name. So that's something that I'd encourage. And there's a lot of example cubes where you guys have your cubes stored in the middle area. That's about where I'm going to stop because that's usually where I stop in class. Um, with Photoshop, don't be afraid to explore. Control T, transform, is your friend. Control Z is undo. And of course, anything in the layer area over here that you want to get rid of, you don't like, you can just turn it off or you can just delete it. Okay, well, that's it for today. I will see you tomorrow. You want to when you're done, turn in your Puzzle Cube package, title it last name, first name. You don't have to finish it today. You don't have to finish it today. Spend some time on it. It's not due until Friday. I want to make sure that everybody has enough time to solve puzzle cubes and get those 10 cube solves on a form so we can continue with that portion of the class. So only do the puzzle cube package if you've finished getting your cubes solved by 10 people. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.